No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is Lord of heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? Hello, and welcome to Know Before You Go, a program of the Dominican Central Province of St. Albert the Great that allows us to take a look ahead at the upcoming weekend's readings. I am Father Jim Marchionda, coming to you from Chicago in preparation for the second Sunday of Lent. That wonderful opening hymn, How Can I Keep From Singing, is the theme behind all three readings for the second Sunday of Lent. This Sunday is trying to bolster us up. This Sunday is trying to make us feel confident, firm in our relationship with God, firm in our relationship with Jesus Christ, trusting that God is with us every step of the way and will never abandon us, no matter the storms that we face. Because our Holy Father has been so sick for this last month, we've been praying for him. People have been praying for him throughout the world. I thought I would use his words again from Lent of 2017, in which he said, never give up. Never give up on the people you love. Never give up on being happy, because life is a must-see. Remember those words? Life is a must-see. He goes on to explain that to be happy is not to have a sky without storms, a road without accidents, work without fatigue, or relationships without disappointments. He says to be happy is to stop being a victim of problems and to become an actor in one's own history. He concludes by saying, use tears, because we often have tears, use tears to water tolerance. Use losses, we all have losses. Use losses to refine patience. Use flaws to sculpt serenity. And use obstacles to open the windows of intelligence. How about that? How about instead of obstacles being our downfall, we use them to open the windows of intelligence? I'm always so grateful for Pope Francis, for his wisdom, for his courage in leadership. And I'm grateful for these words. Life is a must-see. Never give up. Never give up. We're getting that message on the second Sunday of Lent from all three readings. The first reading is from the book of Genesis, and it's basically God's promise to Abraham that in God's old age, he is going to be the father of descendants more numerous than the stars of the sky. And God establishes a covenant with Abraham, puts Abraham into a trance, into a dream in which he experiences that covenant relationship so that he comes out of it not afraid of anything, not afraid of any of the hardships that are going to come before him, that he's going to trust because of that covenant, because of that relationship with God, that he can face anything. We have the same teaching that comes from St. Paul's letter to the Philippians in the second reading, in which Paul just says, remember, your citizenship is in heaven. It's not just here. As much as we value here, as much as we cherish here, as much as we love being here, remember, especially when times get tough, your citizenship is in heaven. And so trust that, Paul says, and stand firm in the Lord. After all of this, from Abraham, Paul, to the Philippians, we then have the Gospel of Luke. And on the second Sunday of Lent every year, we have this magnificent story of the transfiguration of Jesus. Up the mountain with Peter, James, and John, they witness his transfiguration. He becomes dazzling white before their eyes. And they witness him standing there actually speaking with Elijah, representing the prophets, and Moses, representing the law. They see the holiness, the plan of all salvation history right before their eyes. There they are, these three giants, Elijah, Moses, Jesus, speaking to one another. Peter is so excited when he sees that. He says, Lord, it's good that we're here. Let's build 3 tents, one for each one of you. In other words, this is so wonderful, I never want to leave. Let's stay here forever in the glory of God. As we know, they can't stay. They have to leave the mountaintop. They have to go back down the mountain to the tough work of discipleship. But they get that experience up on the mountain. And while they're having it, then they also have this cloud and this voice of God that says, this is my beloved Son, listen to him. In other words, listen and act on what he tells you. There's work to do. We can't just stay with our heads in the clouds. We can't just stay up on the mountaintop experience. We've got to get back down to the hard work of reality, the hard work of being Christian, the hard work of discipleship and following Jesus. We have to use the glimpse of God's glory, that wonderful experience of how we've experienced the glory of God in our lives, just like they did on the mountaintop. We have to use that experience to get back to work. The work of being a follower. The work of participating in spreading the good news. The work of building other people up so that they're not discouraged by the challenges that they face, so that they're not heartbroken by some of the sadnesses that they have to endure. You and I, because of our relationship with God and because of our mountaintop experiences, because of our glimpses of the glory of God, you and I start to give hope to others. Start to bolster other people because we are so bolstered in our own faith and in our own trust in God. My friends, what glimpses of God's glory have you had? Maybe they're in your relationships of love with your spouses, your children, your parents, your friendships. What are the glimpses of glory of God that you have had in your life that give you the faith you need to carry on, to stand firm, to trust no storm can ever shake you? And then because you are firm, to help lift other people up. I think maybe the teaching that comes from all the readings this weekend can be summed up in Psalm 27, which is the responsorial psalm for this second Sunday of Lent, in which the psalmist asks, "Whom shall I fear? Of whom should I be afraid? I believe that I shall see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living." And at the end of the psalm, it says, "Be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord. No storm can shake my inmost calm when to that rock I'm clinging." My friends, be stout-hearted and wait for the Lord. That's what you're going to hear this weekend. You're going to be challenged to cling to your mountaintop experiences of the glory of God, and then to reaffirm the strength of your faith in which you help lift up others who need your discipleship. God bless you.